So I responded to the Arby's on a robbery call. Go in, take a statement, walk out. They said he ran out the front door. He took a right on Memorial Boulevard, which is the main drag through town, and headed towards the Royal Inn, which the Royal Inn is our finest housing establishment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I started out the parking lot to see. I was just going to look up and down the highway and see if I saw anything. Well, I wasn't 2 steps out the door, and his driver's license was on the ground.
God.
Here's the kicker. I picked it up and read it. I went to church with the guy.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Hayden Alabama podcast, where we're Southern storytellers. I'm Phillip.
I'm Shane.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Thad.
We're excited to have Thad and Stephanie in the studio today. Also, I'm excited about what they're going to get to see. We got stories as usual, some great Southern stories coming from Tennessee, but I'm not going to spoil that. I'm going to let our guys tell you a little bit about them. But then we also have a write-in story. Actually, this week, we actually are going to read a write-in story. Sorry for that a couple of weeks ago. And then lastly, we don't have one gift, but two. 3?
I thought we had 3.
It's getting late. We got 2 gifts, Shane. I mean, I don't think we've got 3. We'll see who's right. I'll tell you what, if you don't have any other reason to stick around and watch the show tonight, you can see who's right in the end. Is it 2 gifts or 3 gifts? Thad, Stephanie, tell everybody who you are real quick.
We're Thad and Stephanie Doris. We're from northern Middle Tennessee. I've been following you guys for a little while and really enjoy what you're doing. Really enjoy the content that you're putting out. And we had a few stories and thought we'd love to come down and bring you a little something and tell you a story or two.
Dad said he didn't even really know how he found us, but he did.
I don't care how he found us either.
I don't either. I'm glad he's here.
I'm just glad he's here.
Too.
Thank you.
The enforcer.
And what's cool, the first conversation we ever had, to give a little history of how long it's taken you guys to get here, was it was softball season.
It was.
The beginning of softball season in the past school year.
It was before all the lives, before the 30.
That was before the 30 for 30?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's been a little while. Well, I've been waiting. Let's get to telling some stories. Thad, tell us our first story.
So I've got a friend of mine as a mentor for my career. He started as a Border Patrol agent in El Paso and had to go looking for a violent criminal. And in and around El Paso, it's very desolate. And so this individual was doing some pretty rough stuff. So they put him in 2-man cars. And remember, this is like in the mid 80s. Put him in 2-man cars and they sent him out. And they're sitting there and they're sitting at an intersection. And it's 2:00 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, eyelids getting heavy. Maybe one car goes by every hour or two. So it's desolate. Well, all of a sudden, he wakes up and there's a hand beside his head. He, in immediate, is thinking, if I wake my partner up, they're going to grab me. If I move or do anything, they're going to grab me. All I can do is grab their hand and snatch them into the car. So he reaches up and he grabs their hand and he snatches as hard as he can, and he about broke his own neck. He fell asleep with his hand back here.
Oh, my goodness.
And at his peripherals, he saw his own hand. So he reaches up, grabs that hand, and snatches.
About honked the horn with his cranium.
Yeah, about broke his own neck.
Was his hand asleep?
His hand was asleep. His arm was asleep. So he had no idea it was there. Just immediate, and all these thoughts going through his head.
Well,
and
the fear.
Oh, I mean, 100%.
Because the guy's in the back of the car.
Yes.
He's thinking his boys have come and got him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I love the fact that he had dozed off.
And
he didn't recognize his own mono beside him, right? There's a whole new meaning to mono y mono.
You lay on your arm at night and that thing goes to sleep. You can't feel it.
No. And so you got to think he's like this. And so his peripherals just see fingers. And his partner's in the passenger seat. Well, he knows he can't reach over like, hey, I'm right here. So he just, last resort, grabs that hand and snatches
I
it.
just wish I could have been in the car to see it. That's what I would have.
What did his partner ask him?
What in the world are you doing?
Yeah.
And then he had to explain it.
Fighting over there. I got him. No, he's got me.
One night, a little while back, a couple of weeks ago, I fell asleep with. I'm a stomach sleeper. I fell asleep with both arms under me.
Oh.
They were both, dead asleep. My alarm clock starts going off. Yeah, and I'm going.
Felt like a seal.
I had to wait until one of them woke up, and then I picked up the one that was still asleep with that one to turn my alarm clock off. I mean, they're useless.
That is the worst feeling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Worst feeling. And to be a cop. And I can't believe he didn't tell that story. His partner told that story.
No, he told it on himself.
He's proud
He told
of
it
it.
on himself. I've done some really, really stupid stuff.
You're
Well,
a good company.
It's.
Might as well just tell
I've
it
never given
yourself.
myself a concussion for the steering wheel of my car, though.
No,
Hey, but I'll tell you one thing: you'll be amazed what you find in a closet. So, working a midnight shift, anytime when it's storming, lightning, thunderclaps, it's going to set alarms off, business alarms, and all that stuff. And it's aggravating. You have to respond to the call. And so we've got a local stop and rob that the alarm went off time and time again. And I think it was like the fourth or fifth time. And you always respond with somebody. You get there, you check the exterior doors and windows, everything's secure, you go back in service. So I was a supervisor that night. We had already gotten there, went and checked it that fourth or fifth time. And that last time it went off, I just told the guys, just cancel. I'll get it. Because I knew it was a storm related. I mean, it had been thunder and lightning all night long. The thing had been going off. So I walk up. Well, the back door's open. So, I don't tell anybody. It's wind blew it open. So, we're any signs of forced entry. So, I wasn't worried about it. So I didn't have my little gun in my hand. I did have my flashlight. But
Didn't have my little gun.
So we call that a pistol.
Pistol was still in the holster.
Yeah.
And so I was wandering through this little stop and rob going, Mr. Burglar, where are you at, Mr. Burglar? And I check the cooler and, where are you at, Mr. Burglar? And I opened up this door, nothing. I looked behind the counter, nothing. Walked by the broom closet. I thought, where are you at, Mr. Burglar? And guess who was standing there? Mr. Burglar.
Him.
And I don't know who screamed louder. I may have peed a little.
Oh, yeah.
A little
bladder control.
Oh, my goodness.
A little diddle in
My
the
voice went up about 15 octaves as I screamed like a little lady telling him to get on the ground. And I got my gun out of my holster too. Really, really quickly.
Your body was functioning at a high level.
Oh, yeah.
He was just going through that's called going through the motion.
Gross motor skills. Gross motor skills went into effect. Fine motor skills were out the window because my heart rate was through the roof.
No doubt.
And I screamed like a little girl. Because,
Did he get on the ground?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he had no choice.
Did he think you were kidding?
I don't know what he thought. I think I scared him as much as he scared me.
I guarantee he thought you were a bad mamma jamma.
Oh, yeah. This guy.
This cop is coming in here making fun of me.
Yeah.
I ain't moving.
Whatever he says is what I'm fixing to do.
Oh,
I guarantee it. If you were sitting there just acting like it was a nursery rhyme as you're going in there to check this broken into store.
Well, the problem there goes is I'm a supervisor. Now I got to get on the radio after I've canceled these guys and put out, well, the door was open.
Oh.
And I went in, which was not policy. I didn't, of course, obviously tell him what I'd done when I found him, but I told him I found somebody and dealt with it all by myself. And so
I dealt with it. Don't you all worry.
Don't worry about how
I got it under control.
Yeah.
Just give this guy a ride. I'm going to go back to the house and change my pants.
Bridges.
Exactly.
So the reason that I tell that, one, I've done a lot of stupid stuff, but the only reason that really got out is because I did break policy, and so my supervisor reviewed it. We had a really strong conversation.
Is there camera footage with this on it?
It's just audio. Because I had gone at that time. of course, you got to remember, I started back before there was ever in-car cameras, body cameras, and all that stuff. So we just had in-car cameras at that time. So the car was pointed towards the door that I went, or towards the front of the building, actually, and you could hear me inside.
But there was nothing in the convenience store.
Not that I'm aware of. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, but not that
It's on YouTube somewhere.
We can might put a little jingle with it.
Yeah.
Come in, Mr. Robert. But then you turn into Whitney Houston when you found that, Robert.
Yeah.
I hit those high notes. Golly, it scared the mess out of me.
No doubt. That's not something I'm signing up to do.
No, I'm not going to look for a robber.
No. Now, Miss Stephanie, you've been quiet. You've been politely laughing at our shenanigans. I'm ready.
You're ready.
Yes.
Well, I have a few, but I think to kind of jump in with the police stories, one that's funny, you kind of get into law enforcement and then people's like, oh, I know him. They want to throw names around. They'll call, hey, I hadn't talked to people in months. They'll call, hey, I got a ticket. It's like, you deal with all that. So this one story was kind of funny. So he came in and there were some stories he would want to come home and share, which was good. There were some that were better left untold, thank goodness, But this one, he's like, you're never going to believe this. He's like, driving down the road, clock this car speeding, pull over, walk up to the window, ask the lady, driver's license registration. She does that. He goes back, runs the tag. He walks back up and says, ma'am, the reason I stopped, she goes through all that. And she goes, would it help if I told you I knew Thad Doris? And he sat there and was kind of like, well, considering my name badge right here says Doris and I'm Thad, I don't think so. Well, I had a friend said I could just use your name.
Oh!
And he said, well, how about let's not throw my name around anymore and, press hard, 3 copies,
Oh, man.
So that was one of those, people would call, hey, help us get out of a ticket. No, we don't do that. So people would just try to use a name.
Absolutely.
Does it help if I know that?
Yeah.
That's
apparently not. You don't even know who he is.
It probably would help if you knew that.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have had a lot of fun with that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd have wanted to.
Yeah. And he probably did a little bit more than probably what we heard.
You know that?
Did you know that?
Yeah.
What? Tell me. What do you know about
What do you know about him? That'd been like Miss Pamela. She probably could have done that. And quite obviously, we had the district attorney on a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure she's done that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know Pamela.
Yeah.
the driver's license thing. That's right. Yeah,
Is that a real thing?
Oh, is
we
it
thought
ever?
she was just pulling her leg.
No, sir. One of the first robberies I ever worked at the Arby's. I go up, and of course, there's a.
You tell us the story.
Robbing Arby's.
They
we got the meats.
They got it. So start at the beginning. Start at the beginning.
That's
Somebody
okay.
got the meat sweats now.
I was done.
my bad.
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Oh, just making sure you knew, Mr. Thad.
27 years is strong.
It's strong.
Yeah.
Strong. I know,
Everybody's going to learn by the end of this
we're-
show that this one has kept us in line for the past, 2
Since 4
hours now?
o'clock.
Since
Yeah.
4 o'clock
Yeah.
since we've been.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to
Steph,
my
is there
world.
anything else you would
Hey,
like to share?
Yeah, I'll wait till the end of the show
Okay.
when
Are
the
we
cameras are
missing
cut off.
anything?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I like Arby's and I like
No,
Robbery.
I'm good. It's fun. It's fun.
So I responded to the Arby's on a robbery call. Go in, take a statement, walk out. They said he ran out the front door. He took a right on Memorial Boulevard, which is the main drag through town, and headed towards the Royal Inn, which the Royal Inn is our finest housing establishment,
Yeah.
typically with an hourly rate.
Ooh.
It's
Sounds like a nice place.
So good they've already tore it down.
Oh.
absolutely.
Like the Bama Motel.
Yes. So
Used to be.
I started out the parking lot to see. I was just going to look up and down the highway and see if I saw anything. Well, I wasn't 2 steps out the door, and his driver's license was on the ground. Here's the kicker. I picked it up and read it. I went to church with the guy. I grew up at
Thad.
church with the fella.
Oh, man.
And so I knew I'd already talked to him not a week prior and knew what room he was in. So I go bebopping over there and,
Oh.
hey, man, what's going on? He goes, what are you doing? I just investigating a little crime that just happened down the road.
Is that beef and cheddar going?
What's it?
Give me all your money and 5 beef and cheddar sandwiches.
You got a little Arby's horse
Sauce going down right there.
Arby's sauce.
He's eating a curly fries. He opens the door.
But he said, what happened? I said, somebody robbed the Arby's. Do you believe that? And he said, no. I said, yes, sir. I said, it's the craziest thing. And they lost their driver's license. He said, did they? I said, yeah. It looks a lot like you. And I mean, you just saw him sink.
Yeah.
Just
lost all the
He
color,
dropped all
man.
his curly fries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was no doubt. So, yeah, it's a legit thing. People are
You
there.
sure he didn't say, that's not mine?
He did not. He just,
I was just calling to report that it was stolen.
Yeah.
How did you know? I was
I
going
lost
for the
my
phone.
license. Somebody else must have had it.
Yeah, not my pants.
That's,
Is that what Matthew said?
Yeah.
Not my pants.
I've heard that one too.
That's awesome, man.
What did he gain from the Arby's? Like, what was his total haul? $35?
No, a couple $100. But
Couple $100 and a few nights in prison and a felony charge.
yes.
Was it armed?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
You can't hold up the Arby's without a gun.
I've heard that you can stick your hands in your coat.
Well, they still charge you though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
you
Really?
Yes, sir.
Even if you don't have a weapon?
Does not matter.
if
You
you pretend
implied.
like you do.
You
Implied.
implied. I
So
can
don't
sell
be
you a piece
implying
of.
some stuff now.
I got to mark that off the
I could
list.
sell you a piece of drywall and tell you it's crack cocaine, and they could arrest me for distributing crack cocaine.
Hey, we got to cut that. We can't be giving that kind of information.
Great day.
We can't be giving that kind of
That may
information.
save somebody's life.
I'm gonna be charged with that. I'm the one that took
You did that
flour in school.
Yeah,
man.
he did that in elementary school.
You remember what Matt said? Those felony charges don't go away.
He was
We'll
snorting
save
that
that
white
one for the
lily. It's
blooper
fair.
reel. The blooper reel. So
Yeah, that would be the blooper reel.
No, that ain't being cut. Ain't no way. Y'all are welcome. I'm not cutting this.
So I can transition a little bit on the driver's license
Please,
side
yeah.
a little bit. Well, I actually have two. I'll save one of them for a little later. But so you're talking about our 27 years. So, of course, him being in law enforcement has access to driver's license and such. So,
I have access to people.
well, yeah,
You have
years
access to
ago.
driver's
Yeah,
license. Watch your words.
Years ago. But
years ago.
yeah.
Over
Well,
7.
I mean, this is leading up to how we met. So
Oh,
that,
okay.
you know,
That makes it better.
Okay. So anyway, I had come home from college, went to a bridal shower. My now sister-in-law was there and she was like, I'm so glad you're here. I've got somebody I've been wanting to set you up with. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, well, who is it? And she told me, you know, she was like, he's my brother-in-law. And I said, okay. I said, well, what's he do? And she was like, well, he's just recently out of the police academy.
Immediately high maintenance. Oh,
Yeah.
crap.
And so she tells him,
How much money does he make? I mean, what does he do?
Yeah.
How tall is he?
Well, at that time, I was just like, you're just curious. Where, you know,
Oh,
what does
yeah.
he do? Where does he live? Does he have a job? You know,
Does he have a job?
Yeah.
Does he still
Does he
live with his
live at home with
parents?
his
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I did.
He did. But that's, I mean, hey.
A vehicle?
Anyway.
Is he on the bicycle? We've heard that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
right.
spoil it. That's later.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you're trying to steal my story.
Sorry. Sorry.
So anyway, we fast forward a few days and my aunt at the time was the director over 911 addressing. So he goes up and he said, hey, he goes, can you tell me where Low Lane is? And she was like, yeah, but why? And he said, well, there's a girl that lives there. And he said, I want to ask her out. And I'm just curious where it's at. And so she said, well, you're just in luck because it's my niece. And here's a picture of her.
Score.
So
Wait a
we're
minute, you didn't see the picture when you asked about the...
Oh, see, we were a blind date, so we weren't gonna know anything about
Of
each
course,
other.
we're gonna know
Now
something.
we definitely go
That
on
is
the
gonna
line.
investigate.
Yeah.
I knew all the digits. I
Yeah.
knew date of birth. I knew.
So he
Social
said,
Security,
"Okay, well,
you
good.
got
valid
Now I
driver's
don't.
license, the whole works.
Now I don't have to run the driver's license. I can see what she looks like because you've got a picture." So I was like, "Well, this is not fair." So
blind date.
So he calls me up. We talk. And so I said, we thought, hey, we need to meet, just before we go out, just let's not make this awkward. So he comes up with the idea that he's just going to pop by because his buddy had killed a deer.
Now, he did kill a deer.
Okay. But you didn't know that at the time.
I was just lucky
So
that he
he's
did.
going to come out to my house, and on the way, he's going to stop by his buddies that's killed the deer.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't lie.
killed
He
a deer.
actually drove by the guy's house, and it just so happened he had killed a deer that day.
Good
so,
Lord bless me.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, good. That story will hold. So anyway, he proceeds. He comes by, stops. He comes up. I think got home from school. I come walking out, and he said, we introduced, we talked for a little bit, we planned our date. And he said, I knew as soon as I looked at you, I was going to marry you. I looked and said, I'm going to marry this girl. And
No doubt in my mind.
I said, really? I said, it took me a few weeks. So we kind of laugh about that. So anyway, so we went out and
Wait a minute.
oh, you want me to tell that part?
Tell him the game I carry. I carry a
So-
strong game.
Oh, okay. Got the
Just
Riz.
in case
Got
it didn't.
a little Riz.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just
The
in case it
Rizzard.
didn't work out, he reached in his back pocket, pulled out the photo
Of me.
of him. Like the high school photo, we have the little wallet size.
Like a
Senior
senior
picture.
picture.
senior. And he goes, just in case, whatever, it could have been, I don't know, church directory picture, I don't know. But either way, he said, I want to leave this with you.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Game. Strong game. Worked, didn't it?
really? Like,
Wow.
yeah. So I was like, okay,
Just in case.
So anyway,
Did it work?
It worked.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't argue with evidence.
yeah. So
I
it's
wanna know
so
how-
it's funny now. So we go out in November, and then we dated 4 months. We were engaged in April. And I'm like, this is not right. I used to talk about people like this. They've only dated 4 months. They can't know each other. But it truly, we kind of
Married
all,
within 10 months.
yeah. Went out in November, got engaged in April. We were married in October.
I got so many questions.
Yes. But now I will say, all kidding, I know there's laughter, and it is very comical now when we think about it. I really had been praying for somebody good. And he too said, I've been praying for, I think we had reached that point in our life. Like I was getting ready to graduate college. Matter of fact, I think it was right before we had maybe been out maybe once. And I was like, yeah, he'd be all right. Yeah, I'd go out with him, And so my
got this
parents
picture.
had me.
That's right.
We're still, yeah. So my parents had me a college graduation party, just little small family friends. And I invited him to the party. So he comes to the party when he walks in, and he said, congratulations, I'm really proud of you. He said, I was at your graduation. And I was like, no, you weren't. He had the program from the college.
Again, evidence.
And I was like, wow, this guy's like, he's committed. He's in. And it just so happened when they called my name, my family clapped. He just happened to be 3 or 4 rows up behind him in the gymnasium of the college. It's like, what are the odds of that? So
I think they're real good, actually.
yeah, I mean, yeah. It was
Considering
so.
And this
but-
man ain't letting no leaf go unturned.
No, he was like,
Very attentive.
yeah,
very attentive for things that I like.
yeah.
And
So,
detail
but once
oriented.
we went out, we literally were together every day. Like we both knew it was like, okay, this is true. This is the true deal. And
Now, Stephanie.
oh,
Okay.
okay. Let's go back to the picture.
We gotta go back to the picture. I'm not you just breezed over that.
Like,
Now, see,
everybody don't get
Like
one.
everybody just get
I
first-
wasn't going to tell that part because I was trying to
but
kind
I'm
of protect
so
the
glad
innocent.
No.
He even brought it on himself. Tell the
protecting
story.
the innocent. So you received this senior picture.
And I don't think it was senior because
It was an Olin Mills.
And Olin Mills,
It's possible. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good possibility.
Okay.
It wasn't senior, but
Nice background.
and you didn't, just like, cool.
Thanks.
I did.
Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, what do you say to that?
I don't know. That's why we're asking
Exactly.
you.
I don't know that I did.
You
I'm sure
know
my
it's
mother was peeking out the blinds
they
going, what's going on? What's going on out there? I probably walked in and went, this cat gave me a picture of himself. I'm not
Did
going
you
out with him.
Keep the picture.
Oh, I'm sure I did.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
sure
So
I
we did.
did.
So it did do serve some purpose. Okay. I'm going to shift it to questioning now to Thad. Okay. How did you come to the conclusion? I'm going to go and I'm taking a picture of me with
I
her.
have no idea. I have no idea. And I wasn't a drinker, never drank. I was stone cold sober when I made the decision.
This is 100% conscious.
I think he thought this girl right here is a keeper, and I'm going to make sure if this doesn't work out, she remembers me. Look at what you missed out on.
Laying my claim right here. That's what you was doing. Now, I'm claiming something here.
Until I can get you an engagement ring.
This will have to do.
My picture.
Mm-hmm. But you don't remember going through that.
I honestly don't remember why I brought the picture.
That's so funny.
I do remember bringing the picture.
That's the first.
But I don't remember why I brought the picture.
I remember that in senior year or whatever you'd have.
I mean, that was a big deal. I mean, everybody kind of traded pictures. Yes. Yeah.
And for a while, I had a stack of them. I don't know where they're all at. I think after a while, they all stick together and they might have stuck together, and I finally just ended up throwing them away.
Your mama's probably still got them up there at her house.
In the basement, somewhere in a box. But I remember that. And that's what's so funny is to think back in that time of carrying that one. I got this one.
Well, I can remember people having their wallets. I mean, in the little plastic insert, and you would have
photographs.
Of your friends. It's like,
it's like a big fold out. Some people would have multiple. 10, 12. Look at my grandkids.
Yeah.
That was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that the Hayden Alabama podcast has merchandise? And if you did know, did you know that we just dropped some new shirts? If you'd like to check them out, you can click on the link in the description or go to HaydenAlabamaPodcast.com and click on one of the shirts to check them out.
Let's take just a second and ask if y'all are enjoying the storytelling. Think about subscribing.
Don't think about it.
Do it.
Just do it.
It's totally for free. It's right below your screen. Hit the subscribe button. Throw us a like if you're enjoying the stories tonight. It really helps us a lot.
Share it with somebody.
That you're talking about is the Grand Poomba. Mm-hmm. The share is maybe one of the greatest compliments that we get.
That is a very fine compliment.
So think about that or do that.
Speaking of comments, we want to go ahead and talk about the nice gift we got since we're here. Just tell them thank you.
Nope, I want to wait.
Okay.
I want more Thad stories. Thad, tell me another story.
So we talked about traffic stops and the silly things that people will do. Police officers are not very far from that. You watch the movie Super Troopers and you think that's just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I won't say it's accurate, but I won't say it's far from the truth or far from what happens. One of my really, really dear friends hollers at me one day and says, "Hey, you've got to watch this video." He had pulled his in-car camera video out, brought it into my office, put it in the player. He had made a traffic stop, and you can see him walk up on the car. And as soon as he gets to where he can see the driver, his whole demeanor and body language just like, what the? He went, and just eyes got big, head kind of come back. "Well, ma'am, the reason I stopped is you were speeding. You were running 55 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour speed zone. I need to see your driver's license, proof of insurance." Well, she hands the driver's license to him. She said, "Am I going to get a ticket?" He said, "Ma'am, just hang tight. I'll be right back with you. Is everything correct on your driver's license?" And she said, "Yes, sir." So he goes back to his car. Well, this joker takes her driver's license because he wanted whoever was going to watch the video to know what he was looking at. And he put the picture, or her driver's license picture, up in front of the camera so you could see it. She was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. He sits there and writes her a ticket. He walks back up to the car. "Ma'am, I've issued you a citation for speeding." And she interrupts him. She said, "I thought y'all didn't write pretty girls' tickets." He said, "I don't. I need you to press hard. There's 5 copies.
It broke her heart.
Hey, don't open the door if you don't want it slammed in your face.
Oh, man.
We don't.
If you're watching this and you were the nice young lady that got the speeding ticket, we just want to say that we're sorry here at the Hayden Alabama podcast for the...
20 years ago.
It was 20 years ago.
I'm glad you didn't name
who
this was. I'm thankful for that because
I would love to have had a picture of her face when he said that.
Oh.
I bet it was...
tear emoji.
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. There was quite a bit of shock.
You think she was really brokenhearted, or she thought,
oh, she's got out of that ticket that
Yes,
way.
sir.
There ain't no telling how many times.
Tons, and he does not care.
that guy didn't care?
No, if the lights go on, somebody's paying the light bill. So
Oh man,
that's
We
that
had
guy.
a few game wardens like that around here. They'd write their own mama a ticket.
Mhm. Yes, sir. That's
he
him.
would know.
Oh, I am a Thomas.
Yeah, he's got that. It's genetic.
It's genetics.
It happens.
I would love a book of all the excuses
Oh man,
that have been told or shared.
Here's a question: does an original excuse still exist?
No, I don't think so. I've heard them all, and I mean all.
Is there
From-
any that work just for us? Any that like maybe gives you a leg up?
even though my belly's hurting, even I couldn't-
my belly's hurting.
yeah, I mean any of that. No, I mean
What about I just knocked off an Arby's and I was trying to get away?
as long as I've got your driver's license, you're good. I was
know
I
right
was
where
a
you're at.
very I hated writing tickets, hated
Yeah.
it, and so I didn't mind giving grace, and I've had guys driving over 100 miles an hour that I did not write a ticket to, and I've
Wow.
had guys going 6 miles an hour over that I did. So it's all in how you treat the person that you're talking to.
There you go. I think there's not a phrase, but there is an approach.
Yes, absolutely.
I was headed to the Alice Stevens Theater. One night I took theater at UAB for a class, whatever you had to take a fine arts or whatever. And I was headed down there. I was late, obviously, and you had to be there on time. You had to have the ticket. That was part of the grade. You know, the exit in Birmingham, I think it's 4th or maybe 4th Avenue or 6th Avenue. When you exit off of I-65, you can't turn left. But there's no cones or anything, only a sign that says no left turns.
That's more of a suggestion.
That's how I took it. Well, I get off there and it saves you from having to go through 3 red lights just to make that quick left. I looked, nothing coming. And it's one-way street. And I just straight across I went. My tires didn't hit that side street. And my cab lights up and it's blue in my cab now. And I thought, I was going to be late if I made this little cut. This police officer comes up, and it's the first time I've ever been pulled over since I've been driving. I rolled down my window, and he says, let me see, driver's license and proof of insurance, whatever he said. And I started to say something, and he just said, driver's license, please. Didn't even let me get an excuse out. I handed it to him. He just immediately wrote the ticket standing there and just handed me a ticket and a driver's license. He said, you have a nice night. It was less than 3 minutes. I still made it to the theater.
I was going to say, he knew you were in a hurry.
How did he know? Because he didn't let me tell him I was in a hurry.
So are you appreciative or are you griping?
It's my fault. I mean, the sign's clear. I knew I'd done it 100 other times and gotten away with it. But he was sitting, just in the shadows. You couldn't see him. It was
Sneaky,
dark.
sneaky.
Oh, sneaky snake. And I got bit.
Well, look, I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter if you're law enforcement or not. When you see those blue lights,
I don't like it.
it just, ooh, it's just a feeling that it's like, oh, guilty or not.
Well, ain't nothing good finna happen.
No.
Usually.
Even if you hadn't done anything wrong and you see it, you feel like you've done something wrong. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah. Do you know how I used to introduce her to the guys that I worked with? I'd speed through town and get them to stop me. So I could introduce them to her.
Wow.
This is my girl.
Yeah. They're
I
like,
thought you was going to say, this is the young lady that's got my picture.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, if you ask her, she got a picture of me in her back pocket.
Again, it worked.
That's mine. I was 16. I hadn't been driving long, and Kristen and I were going to Warrior. We was gonna go down there to the McDonald's and get us a milkshake, if the milkshake machine was working. And that's my first cousin. So we just run around. We ran around all over the place. We're going through Hayden, and there's a car following behind me, and I can't. It's the bright lights, and I'm like, they're bright lighting me. I'm not looking in the rear view and in the side view, and I changed the CD. Of course, we got the old CD player. So the CD had run out, and I changed the CD, and I might have crossed over the median, maybe a little bit, and got a little bit of mayonnaise, and a little bit of mustard, a little bit of mayonnaise. And we got to downtown Hayden. Blue lights come on. And Kristen, she immediately goes into panic mode. We're going to jail. I can't believe it. I said, we're not going to jail. I didn't do anything. So I pull my old dad's F-150 Ford blue extended or regular cab, long wheelbase Ford. Do you remember that Ford drive? I love that truck.
It's worth about $12,000, $50,000 a day.
No doubt.
Wish I still had it. Pulled it over to the side. Officer comes up and he said, you know why I pulled you over? I said, no, sir. I knew I wouldn't. I knew better than the speed. Like that. My dad had taught me anything, you do not speed. No problem. I know I wasn't speeding. I said, no, I wasn't speeding. He said, no, sir, you wasn't speeding, but you crossed that median a couple times. And the first thing that crossed my mind, that came to mind was because you're running with your bright lights on.
Did you say it?
I said it. It came out in Kristen's face immediately, just like you're talking about the thief that you ran into. She just lost all color, and she stares at me, and I'm like, "What? He was, And he said, license registration. So I gave it to him. He goes back, and she said, "You're getting a ticket." Sure as the world, you're getting the ticket. I can't believe you even said that. Oh, it was the truth. That's why I crossed it, but I couldn't see where I was going. And he come back. He did not give me a ticket. He gave me a warning, and we went on and got our milkshake. But when I got home, I got lectured very heavily from my grandmother. It's the first thing she wanted to know when I walked in the door, why I got pulled over.
Scanner
They always
listener.
know.
Yeah, she had that scanner on, buddy. And, they called out all the information.
Free entertainment.
Yeah.
So speaking of the scanner,
Mm.
don't know if we can kind of retract back to the picture story.
Well, just
but
for a minute.
just for a quick minute. I mean, the scanner
I'd
stories.
love to
you have-
revisit
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had been dating. We'd made it past the picture. We're dating. We're serious. So my dad's family, they all were firefighters, volunteer firefighters. Then my dad got his pilot's license, so we always had a scanner in the house, out in the country. And so it just so happened we could pick up their police frequency. So I'm at home, and so I was like, well, I'd like to talk to him tonight, before I go to bed, just a quick phone call or whatever. So I turned their channel on, their frequency, and I hear him. He's out on a call. So as soon as he checked 10-8, which meant he was back in service for another call or whatever, I call him and I said, hey, I just heard you go 10-8, so I knew you weren't busy. Just wanted to call you real quick. And he said, why are you listening to the scanner? And I said, well, if I can't see you for a few days because of your work, I can at least listen to the scanner and kind of feel like I'm, part of what's going on or whatever. And he said, don't you listen to that anymore. The first time you hear officer down or robbery in progress or something, and you don't hear from me, you're automatically gonna. So I had to quit listening to the scanner, but there was a lot you could pick up. You could hear a lot on those scanners.
Oh,
So
it's a treasure trove.
yeah. And
But I know, Dad, you can't get mad at her about that. She's sitting there looking at your picture and she wants to just
spend some time with you.
I
can't blame her.
know.
Not only can she
right?
see me now, she can hear me as well.
Yeah.
It's just like you're really there.
Yeah.
Is it real or is it Memorex?
Yeah. Today, now, you're in a whole other world. We don't know if it's you or not.
That's true.
That's right.
That's very
Could be
true.
AI.
That's right.
My dad was the resident scanner programmer.
Oh, he was a popular fella.
Everybody would come over here. My uncles, my grandmother would get a new one. My great aunts, if they had a new scanner, but they was going to be up at that house, and he'd be typing in the frequencies and putting in
I didn't even know they had frequencies.
Mhm.
Oh,
I knew
you
you had
got
frequencies, but I didn't know you had to code them.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
High band, low band.
Yeah.
They don't
Yes.
come pre-programmed with all that, so you can
No,
just
sir.
power them up and then.
It's just static. But you put it on the right frequency, you can hear what's going on where
You
you're
can
at.
hear everything.
Well,
And that was back when cell phones became a lot more popular. That frequency, sometimes we would have it, we could hear people's cell phone conversations. And I would be back showing my age, we'd go cruise town.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I could hear people and they'd be like, man, I'm up here in town cruising. There's nobody up here. So I'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to wait a little bit, just so
I ain't
happen
going
you'd
right
hear.
now.
Yeah. But you'd be amazed at the things you would hear. And I was just like, okay, we could pick up some stories and, but
Yeah,
I
everybody's
got-
dirt, like the old party
Yeah.
lines.
yeah.
Pick
Yeah.
up everybody's dirt.
So, but we put a quick end to that. So
Now you got to look at the jail lineup on your cell phone.
that's right.
who's been indicted.
Look at the obituaries. Make sure I'm still there. And
Make sure I'm
I didn't go to
kicking.
jail.
That's a real thing. And I'm not speaking poorly if you're a person who reads the obituaries as a daily routine, but I didn't know that was a thing
Oh yeah.
until
I think it's an age.
maybe.
I think there's an age. Only reason I say that.
Well,
Only reason I say that is I had someone tell me that they looked to see which classmates were still basically, so they knew which classmates were
which
still
one
living.
checked out?
Yeah. And I feel that like I don't think I'm to that age, and this person was
Older, elderly.
what's the
Well,
word?
leave us
What's
a
the word? I
comment.
don't
Leave
wanna
us a
use-
comment. If you're
Yeah.
watching this on YouTube, leave us a
Seasoned.
comment and say, hey, that's a
Seasoned's the
normal
word.
thing or maybe abnormal.
I
Are
think
you there
people
yet?
like to look at those property transfers, a lot of stuff.
Oh, I love looking at the foreclosure list.
That's if you can still. It's in the paper. Like,
Oh, it's a public notice.
it is. I mean,
Yeah.
people would be like, "Did you see what so and so paid for that land? I
I
saw
do
they
be
sold."
I do be a little nosy.
Yeah, that was back before cell phones, and you had the paper out.
It
reading
was so
That
pay for that land. I wish I could
Yeah.
go back and pay what they paid for that land.
Ain't
Heard
that
it
the
here
truth?
first. I think the paper will make a comeback.
Philip,
You think?
I wish it would. I like to
Philip
if I'm
Bremerman.
reading, like to hold the.
Heard it here first.
Yep.
It has been said.
that's strong prophecy.
Well, let's have something else said. Thad, tell us another one.
So, I grew up in a Methodist church, and the lady that did the bulletin, just salted her, sweetest lady ever. It was about vacation Bible school time, and of course, everybody comes in, gets the bulletin. Sometimes they read it, sometimes they don't. And I started noticing she and her husband, who sat kind of up in front of us a little to the left, he's he's bouncing. He's giggling.
He's got the church pew
He's
bounce.
got the church pew bounce.
Mhm.
And he points at something on the bulletin, and her head just drops. Well, I'm going to find out what he's pointed at. So I'm intently reading the bulletin, which I never do. And I see that she's put Vacation Bible School shirt available at the end of service.
No.
She left out the R.
Yeah, she didn't spell that correctly.
She did not.
I immediately she missed that one.
It's so easy to overlook that. But there it was.
Oh, yeah. In
The
black and
most
white.
Black and
viewed
white.
bulletin in the year.
Yeah.
No question. And I bet there was 150 of them out.
Did she stay for the whole service or did she get up and leave?
She did, but red-faced and apologetic as she could be. Sweetest, just the sweetest lady, but embarrassed.
The lesson, Thad, is proofreading
Yeah.
is always
Yes.
the best option.
Yes.
Because if you were looking for a red line to be under the way that she spelled shirt, you're not going to
You're
find
gonna
it.
find it.
That's
It ain't
right.
gonna redline that.
No.
No, they ain't gonna redline that. I had
It was a word just in the wrong context.
I guess they have a lot of VBS stuff left over.
lots of it. I had a preacher friend that left his shirt at the house one time. And I screenshot that text. because he immediately come back. No, that's not what I mean. No.
Too
It's
late.
Too late.
Yeah.
Yep.
Screenshot that.
But now
buddy.
we have the edit.
Yeah, now you can edit.
You can at least retract it. And edit
That's
it.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I was kind of thankful of that
That option.
because
That's so
autocorrect
fun.
has a mind of its own.
It does.
And I think that was autocorrect that got him there. But
Talk to text does too.
Oh man, they're not ready for the South.
So kind of along those lines, the reason he's kind of looking at me was because that, I mean, if I'm busy, I'll just, hey, talk to text or whatever. So I have proud of my iPhone. He is a Samsung user. We won't hold that against him.
no, we will too.
Yeah, we
Okay.
will. We'll
Okay.
go 3v1. We got
Okay.
it.
Yeah, we gotcha. All right. So we're riding down the road and he goes, text my brother and tell him, we're heading to a ball game, whatever it was, we'll meet him there, run a few minutes later, whatever.
Yeah, you text him with the iPhone because he's probably got an iPhone too, and the Android iPhone thing doesn't really work.
Yeah, well, I found out real quick how the difference is. So I take his phone and I hit the message button to record. And I'm like, hey, trying to be very enunciating my words. So it go, hey, we're on our way. Be there a few minutes late. Let us know where you're sitting. Period.
Yeah.
Send.
Mm-hmm.
So I wait a few minutes. His text comes back. Nice enunciation or whatever. It was a recording. It was a voice recording. It didn't type it like my iPhone. It was me
Your voice
recorded. And so we laugh and I'm like, oh my gosh, because I was talking very precisely on our way. Sounded probably like a robot or whatever.
He said, very good enunciation.
Very good
Exclamation mark.
Yeah. And so I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So now the kids always, anytime I have it voice recording, they're in the background, yelling, exclamation mark, smiley face, winky.
Exclamation point.
They're trying to mess my message, so I have to stop and backtrack and redo. So it's like, come on, guys. So
That's great.
yeah.
I thought you were going another direction.
I did too. When she said, "Where are you sitting?" I
Yeah.
said the response was going to be in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, from
Yeah.
him, that would not be a surprise. So
Yeah, that's where I thought that one was going.
Yeah.
I like to hear it. It is good. I talk to when I do that, I know I sound like a Nimrod, even worse than usual when I'm trying to get it to text for me like that.
I just see how bad it can be. I just let it eat. Just stay
Surprise me.
I'll just follow up and say, driving, hope it makes sense. I'm like, just try to cover my tracks. But at this point, hey.
Or you could just
Let it
speak
go.
into existence and let it be your voice.
That is right.
in the Android.
That's right. That's right.
yeah,
That
it
old
worked.
Android. We got one group. We got a group of about 13 people from our friends in Ohio. There's one guy who has an Android.
One
And
green bubble.
It's the only reason the entire group is green. And every time we text, and I'm like, hey, look at this. Except you, Dan, because I know the Android does not pick this up. Because you can't open this or whatever. And it's like, just get an iPhone.
Yeah.
He refuses, will not do it.
I'm with him. I'm sorry.
Well, we're not here to sell iPhones or Androids. So.
No.
Well, the BlackBerry, I was that way with the
I
BlackBerry.
like the BlackBerry.
No Crackberry. See, everybody loved old Crackberry.
The one that had
did.
the QWERTY keyboard that
Oh,
you
yeah.
could just like a
Split up,
typo,
yeah.
and you could
You could
Woo.
wear them out.
you could send some texts.
and emails. I mean, I used to work off of that thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I held on that thing forever until it just kind of like finally just went kaput and I couldn't get a new one. And I was very upset about that.
They didn't support it at all.
Not at all.
No, but it was a great one.
Mm-mm.
Take us another round, Thad.
So one of I've never laughed harder at anything.
Don't get it too big now.
I'm in this situation, and it's one of those you almost had to be there, but it's where
Okay.
in the middle of a funeral,
Oh.
and so
Always.
On the front.
on the front row, we
Front row.
were pallbearers. One of our very best friends' dad passed away, and we went hunting, we went fishing, we went camping all the time. I mean, so we were always together. So that whole group were the pallbearers for his funeral. And his brother, the gentleman who's passed, his brother was a preacher. But every once in a while, he'd get to on him.
Little hacker.
Oh yeah, so he got to going pretty good, and
He might could have preached down here in Blount County a little
hey,
bit.
he was rolling.
We call it shelling corn.
There you go.
Shelling
I
the
like
corn.
it. I like it because he was stomping in a high and he was hammering, and so I couldn't resist. I leaned over and I said, "Boy, I tell you what." Of course, Mike's was the gentleman that passed away. I said, "Big Mike's up there in the upper room." Well, this one got tickled, and then this one heard it and got tickled. Well, then we all started laughing, and we were laughing so hard we had the church pew bounce, tears running down our face. Just
You didn't start hacking too, did you?
oh golly, it was bad.
Y'all caught the spirit up here on the front row.
Oh, did we ever? And so at the graveside,
The holy ha-has.
oh yes, sir. Well, we had to tell his son what we had
While
done,
we're laughing.
and of course he busted out. He horned too. But when we got to the gravesite, a lady walked up and she put her arms around all of us. She was just, "Oh, I know you guys loved Mike. He was such. I could
Thought
tell
y'all
y'all were
was upset.
sure tore up. Y'all were just
Tore
a
up.
crying up there." Yes, ma'am.
We are tore up.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
are.
You said that
We
with truth?
appreciate your condolences. So,
But he was the type of man, he would have loved that.
oh,
the fact
golly.
that,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That they got
some of the wives were sitting back behind them, and we knew, we're like, there's
These
something
guys.
up to no good going on up there.
Yeah, but he'd
So-
wake us up in the morning when we were camping, slapping two cast iron skillets together. I mean, that's
That was him.
Yeah.
Because if you stayed up later than he did, well, you kept him awake, and he was going to return the favor
You're
at
getting
4:30
up
in the
now.
morning. Oh yeah, yeah. But that was I never. I've in a funeral for sure, but I've never laughed that hard.
Have you ever
For no
seen
reason.
the guys that turn loose the turtle doves?
Oh. What's your favorite one?
When they turn them loose and they just
They done squeeze the life out of it waiting to turn that thing loose.
I saw one where they just
Two of them were dead? Oh.
just hit the ground, smack, and it's just so
That's a good one.
surprising.
I don't know which one's first or second, but I watched one time. They were by a road. They turned it loose. That bad boy stayed on a level plane out of them hands, and this car runner just
Smoked it.
dusted it.
Like,
It just-
like Randy Johnson,
Randy Johnson
did that
fastball.
day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
what does that mean?
I'd love to know what it means.
Are we looking for interpretation here? I don't know.
I love how most of the time the funeral director never even checks up. Like
Obviously, it may be pretty rare for it to go well.
it must be because most of the time they're just like, well, there's another one. Check that off the list.
Yeah, but they're a different breed. I love them, but they're a different breed.
The funeral directors.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
I've
It
had to stop.
takes a special
It
person.
It
does.
does.
I've had to stop a funeral procession for the hearse to get gas. We've left.
Really?
We've left a wake
Friend.
and they forgot to get the body. I mean, it's
Forgot to get the body.
yes, sir. Wait, the funeral director pulls up beside him and is like, "Hey," I was
Fast.
escorting the funeral. He's like, "Hey, yes, sir. Turn around. Where are we going? Back to the house. Why? We forgot the body."
Goodness
You're kidding
gracious.
me. No, sir. Okay. Wheel back to the house. Oh, it's they're a special breed.
I was having a day in Birmingham, and I had to go pick up a piece of machinery from North Birmingham, right in the close to Kenworth down in there. You ever been in there on Finley Boulevard?
Yeah.
And I was driving my big truck with my trailer, going to get this roller. I pick the roller up and I head back out. Well, I don't really know all the turns in downtown Birmingham.
Some of them are one way.
Some are one way. I get to a one-way stop. I have to turn right. When I turn right, I notice a large procession.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the middle of it.
You like robbing in New Orleans.
I was worse than robbing in New Orleans because I was not welcomed where I was at.
Just turn your flashers on and roll.
With a humongous roll. That's what I was hauling, was a roller, a big compactor, dirt compactor. And I'm in the middle of this procession, not welcomed whatsoever. I was called every name under the sun. Give some dirty looks. And all I could do was wave because I didn't mean it was not intentional that I got in the middle of it, but I did. And I was so thankful to get out of that.
How long did you have to ride in it?
I was in it for a good 10 minutes because they weren't going anywhere fast. And it was a string of folks. Whoever it was that they were
loved.
Paying respects to was very loved. And I was surrounded on all sides.
Used to be a lot easier to identify a procession than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Every car on the road just about has running lights.
Mm-hmm.
You're used to no headlights were on in the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
So it was you see 2, 3, 4. Oh, I know what this is. I can pull over. Man, now you threw it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh man, that was a procession.
That was a procession. Oops. Do you stop like you used to stop, but I don't stop anymore.
In Tennessee, you cannot pass the hearse. If you're going the same direction, you cannot pass the hearse.
Okay, but what if you're
Opposite direction, it doesn't matter.
There's no law.
It's just a respect,
Yeah.
just a respect thing.
I would like a little input here from our audience.
This is you.
This is who we're talking to. I don't stop it like used to. I would
You just
pull
got some hate
over.
mail immediately.
Shane.
That's only him. That's Shane.
I
doesn't
slow
stop.
down for the hearse, but after that, I'm not sitting on the side of the road because you don't know. You don't know how long the procession is anymore. Just as Philip said,
It's
everybody's
usually
got
the
running
last
lights.
car with flashers lets you know it's the end.
No, but I don't run flashers in a funeral.
No, I meant okay.
Like if I go, here's another thing. A lot of people don't go in procession anymore. Have you ever been to a
true.
funeral? They don't do that. So I don't know what to do anymore. Like, do we? Do we not?
I'm sure somebody's going to let you know what to do.
Bless my heart.
Are you in trouble? Well, we hope you're not. But just in case you are, we know a good lawyer. Whitney Island here in Hayden, Alabama has law services, or maybe if you're not from Hayden, I'm sure she'd be happy to hear from you. So check her out at islandlaw.com. We appreciate Whitney and her sponsoring the show.
Well, we got a write-in story. We're supposed to have one last week, and we failed. But we're going to not fail this week.
Week before that,
Successful.
we also failed.
Well, guess what today is?
A new day.
Today's a new day. The Mine Creek Panther. When my son Tyler was 12, we were living in East Texas, and he was learning to trap along Mine Creek. He had already caught the usual creek critters, possums, raccoons, the occasional skunk, but he wanted to step up to coyotes and bobcats. We bought a massive live trap from we built a massive live trap from galvanized cattle panels and got them at Canton Flea Market, along with a beautiful rooster to use as bait. I attached the rooster's cage to the trap with 8 heavy-duty zip ties. You couldn't have pulled that cage off with a tractor. We set the trap under an old cedar tree on our neighbor's property, brushed it in perfectly, and hung feathers from the entrance to attract a bobcat. Tyler checked it daily, riding his four-wheeler on school days and his horse Radar on weekends. After a week with no luck, Tyler came galloping back one Saturday morning, breathless with excitement. "Dad, you got to come look," he said. What we found defied explanation. The 50-pound trap had been dragged 30 yards from its spot. The rooster cage was gone. We found it 60 yards away in a meadow along with a single chicken wing. And that's the detail. But here's the mystery. All 8 of those heavy-duty zip ties had been chewed or broken through. No tracks, no damage to the trap itself. We couldn't figure out what animal could have done this. A coyote, a big dog, a bobcat, nothing made sense. Then a few days later, Miss Joan Brown, a retired biology teacher and pillar of our church who lived half a mile down the road, reported seeing a black panther crossing her hay meadow. She had no idea about our incident, but as far as we were concerned, case closed. That black panther had earned himself a delicious chicken dinner, and we finally understood what kind of strength it took to destroy Tyler's trap. We never saw the panther again, but Tyler kept trapping. It took 10 more years, but he finally got his mama that bobcat she'd always wanted. And just last weekend at Tyler's wedding, I overheard him telling his groomsmen about the Mine Creek Black Panther story.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Believer.
There is a believer there. But I'm still thinking, I mean, it could have been the neighbor just wanting him a little rooster dinner.
Think he was hungry?
He left a wing just to throw you off. If it were me, that's what I would have done.
Man, a not believer here.
I know it's not that I'm not a believer. I'm just doing a little. We just need some evidence.
Here's another opportunity for our YouTube group. Leave it in the comments. You believe the story, or you disbelieve the story?
I believe the story. I just don't know
if it was an actual Black Panther. Story's true.
Story's true.
Unsure if the culprit is a
either
Black
way.
Panther.
We appreciate him right now.
Absolutely. Thank you for your story. We love the stories. We love the stories we get in comments and everything else. We read them all. Obviously, we can't respond to them all, but just know we appreciate it.
I'm waiting on my Black Panther story. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna.
I've probably already have the one that I am going to have. So I've told it before. And it was a secondhand.
It was secondhand. Uncle Dwight.
Oh, Uncle D. We're going to take a turn to one of our favorite subjects of all.
Top Hat Barbecue.
That's number 2.
No.
Number 1 is going to be Jesus.
Oh,
so we have some Jesus
see
stories.
where my mind was.
It's been in a tough place tonight.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I need to catch
I need prayer.
You need prayer, a ratchet strap,
Fasting.
something. Miss Stephanie, you got a couple of great Jesus stories. Tell us a couple of them.
I do. So if I told you that the smell of a skunk meant God loved you, would you be intrigued?
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued, but I don't believe it.
Okay, well,
It's an odd way of showing it.
Follow along. Years ago, Thad and another guy in the police industry, I guess you would say, they had a group that they would take to competition in Gatlinburg. So they went on up, and a few days later, me and the wife was going up. So she was telling me a story about in church that they talked about Noah's Ark. She had done Bible class. And so she said at the end of it, we come up with a little thing that you would pick a God animal, any animal that God made, and anytime you saw it, that was a good little reminder that, you know, if you were kind of anxious or whatever, just that you'd see that animal and it'd kind of bring you peace. That was a reminder of God. Or be like, oh, I haven't had my prayer time today. Gotta stop and do that. So she shared the story with me, and she said, I loved it so much I took it home and we did it with our kids and all of our family. We picked animals. So she said, I thought you might want to do it. You know, at the time our kids were young. And so I was like, okay. So the weekend kind of gets over. We go home and we sit down as family. I'm telling the story. And so Thad's like, all right, I'm going to pick a squirrel. And Mason, our son, he said, I'm going to pick a skunk. And we're like, well, okay. And Morgan, our daughter, she was like, I'm going to pick a rabbit. And so my mama's nickname growing up was Pete. And I always thought it was because she liked rabbits, Peter Rabbit, that sort of thing. So I thought, well, in honor of her, I'm going to pick a rabbit. So we kind of shared the story. We pick our animals. And so front yard, there's squirrels everywhere. And I'm like,
That's busy.
I need reminders.
I'm like, man, God really loves him. And I'm looking, I don't see the first rabbit anywhere. So she and I talk a couple of weeks later, and she said, well, did you do the story? And I said, yes. She said, well, what'd you pick? And I said, a rabbit. And she goes, well, I really thought you'd have picked a Redbird because we love St. Louis Cardinals. And so I said, you know what? I hadn't seen the first rabbit. I'm going to change to a Redbird. And then guess what I started seeing? Rabbits. So I was like, okay, Lord, there's a lesson in this. So I was like, okay, I didn't have enough faith. Maybe I was looking too hard for it and he was right there all along, but I missed it. So fast forward, I picked the Redbird. I stick with it. So a little bit.
I ain't changing
I'm
anymore.
not changing. So at the time, Mason was young playing Little League ball. And so there'd been a game maybe we probably couldn't go to or something. He was riding home with some friends. So they're riding down the road and smelled the awfulest skunk smell. And he's in the back seat, you know, with his little buddies. And he just burst out in, God loves me. And they're like, well, of course he does, buddy. And he goes, no, I smell that skunk. God loves me. And they're like, okay, yeah, he loves you.
Awesome.
So
that's right.
Yeah. So they get home and they're like, okay, we're intrigued. What's the deal? So then we shared the story with them. And they're like, how cool is it that you would pick something so disgusting, but it would bring such a beautiful meaning? So we're like, okay, it's pretty good.
If we don't see ours, we just don't see it. if he doesn't see his, at least he can still
he
smell
can
it.
still smell it.
He doesn't miss his.
He's
So
got
I'm
a
like,
double portion.
yeah,
Yes, he does.
yes. So fast forward, so we're, we just always kind of keep it. So I share the story. And so it was probably a few years later, I had a classmate that I graduated with had got an illness and had passed away. And I'd never experienced, we'll get emotional. I'd never experienced the death of a close friend.
Sure.
And I said, I just don't think I can do it. It was the morning of the funeral. And I said, I just don't think I can do this. And at the time, the kids were young. So we had you picture the big wooden swing set in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So we're standing in the kitchen. He comes over and gets me, puts his arm around me. And he said, look out that kitchen window. I promise you there were 7 or 8 redbirds on that swing set.
Oh, man.
And he said,
It was pretty cool.
you think you can do it now? And I said, I can.
Wow.
And so, there's nothing magical about it,
Right.
but that was probably, 15 years ago
Mhm.
or roughly. I don't know how many times I've told that story, and I'll tell it and somebody will say, you told me that story and I didn't really think a lot about it, but then I picked an animal and I started seeing it, and I'd see it right when I needed it. I had a lady that I had done some work with back a couple of years ago, and she had a farm store, and so she, dealing a lot, when you have your own business, a lot of struggles. And so she kept seeing this bumblebee, and I'd shared the story with her. And so she picked a bumblebee, and she would just randomly text me, and she's like, thank you for telling that story. I felt God's presence today when I saw my bee.
Oh, wow.
And so that simple story somebody shared with me, I've shared countless times over the years. And now to this day, I said, I feel like I've become like this old bird watcher, in my backyard. I'll get up and go have coffee. And we've recently, I'm like, God's with us, because I see redbirds all over the place, and it just brings me peace. And now we'll see, of course, our son's in Knoxville. I'm sure he doesn't smell a lot of skunks up there, but our daughter just graduated nursing school and stuff. And so she's still living at home, saving some money. But there's mornings I'll go out there, I'll see a squirrel, a redbird, and a rabbit. And there's just
All at
something
one
about
time.
that.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So
I've never heard of that.
No, that's the first for me. I understand the principle, and it really does make sense.
it's just a good little reminder. There's days that I haven't always been as faithful as I am now in my walk. And there's days I would be trying to do things on my own instead of relying on God. And I would be driving to work or whatever, and that redbird would fly in front of me. And it was always the most appropriate time. And I'd say, all right, God, I see you. I got to come back to you,
I like it.
So,
Could I
like it.
pick French fries?
Sure.
I mean,
Because I see those quite often.
It's not an animal. but
it's not an animal.
So I'll tell you why I picked a squirrel.
You like them?
No. No. How many
You
times
don't
you've
like
been,
squirrel brains.
how many times you've been sitting in a tree stand and you're and your heart
dude.
starts pounding, you break your neck trying to spin around, and it's a flipping little squirrel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that way I don't get mad at the little squirrel. I
Oh,
thank the good Lord
knows.
above.
Oh, that
enshrines
is
me.
good.
Mhm.
I
Okay,
saw
Lord.
an Instagram picture today that had a text on it that you'll love. I can't believe that I saw this today. It was a squirrel tied down to a board. Hands and feet are tied down. He's on his back. He's just laying there, and he's got headphones on. I'm interested.
Of
I'm
course.
reading the caption.
Absolutely.
And it said, on repeat is Baby Shark for 9 hours for what you gave me today in the deer stand. And I thought, man, if you've
Amen.
deer hunted, you know exactly what that means. I thought
Amen.
that was really clever. Because sometimes they'll just get right up on your stand and literally
Jump, jump, jump.
Yes.
they're there for forever.
Mhm.
Yes. Climb up, look at you.
Yeah, I don't like it when they do that.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of
I
them. but
love it when they just.
I'm waiting for them to claw my eyes out, though. That's the only thing.
Y'all were almost in sync there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. That is their pattern. I've seen it a time or two. Also, that gives me most of the time some entertainment because of where I hunt. You can see many deer.
I don't like it when they see you and then they do their.
Barking.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking every deer
Yes,
in
sir.
this county now is like,
Yep.
okay, don't go over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they do that to deer too. So
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, that's really close.
It is.
I think.
That's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Give us another one.
All right. Okay. This pen right here helped me. Here you go, Shay. This pen right here actually was a turning point to help me change jobs. And that was maybe 20 years ago or so, roughly.
you still
maybe.
got it.
And I still have it. It's
I
that
believe it's a turning
important.
point.
It was a big reminder. So I was in a job that I had been in several years. And, sometimes when you're in a job, you know when it's time for a change. It's time to go. And so I had sensed that. And in this job, I was involved a lot in the community volunteering. And so there was a nonprofit in town that I had, I'd volunteer with, do different stuff. So I was very familiar with their organization and stuff. And so I just had was at the point I'm like, I'm just ready for something new. So I just prayed. I said, Lord, if you know somebody that needs my skills and talents, I don't, if somebody walked in right now and said, if you could do anything in the world, what would it be? I don't know what I would say. So I was like, Lord, you know where you need me. You know who needs my skills and talents. So just send them to me because I'm at a loss, but I'm ready to go. So about a month later, the director of that nonprofit came by to see me at this office. And she walked in and she goes, hey, aren't you thinking about maybe making a job change or something? I said, well, yeah, how did you know? And she goes, I just felt like the Lord sent me. She said, we've got a brand new position that we're fixing to hire for. And she said, I don't know what all you're looking for, but and she's a very faithful, devout Christian. People always joke and said she's got a red line to the Lord. I said, well, we all do. We just don't use it. But she said, I feel like this job is written specifically for you. Now, let me preface with, we had kind of done our budget and kind of said, okay, what could I do? The kids were younger, so I was like, I'd love to work 4 days a week. I'd love to have a day off just to get groceries by myself, do the mom things that you need by yourself. If the kids were sick, I could work from home if I needed to. I just kind of had a laundry list of, okay, if I made a change, these are things that I would like. So she comes in and it's every specific thing I had prayed for. The only trouble was what they could pay because they're a nonprofit. So she said, the only thing that I haven't put on here for you to see is what we can pay. So she said, don't flip it over until I leave, but I've written the amount of money on the back. But just keep in mind, we do God's work, nonprofit, you'll be blessed in other ways, and I'm like, okay. And so she leaves and I couldn't turn that paper over quick enough.
Oh, yeah.
It was the exact amount that we had prayed that we could get by with. So look, I get
chill bumps?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you didn't turn it down.
Well, that's where the pen comes into play.
Okay.
So 2 weeks ago, I've prayed, Lord, send me a job.
Yeah.
Okay. He sends it. Everything I've prayed for.
Just send me a sign.
Just send me a sign.
Wait a
Okay.
second.
An additional
Not-
sign?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need the bill. I've got the little stop sign. Now I need the billboard.
Send
Okay.
me your face on a picture.
Yeah. I need you to call me and say, Stephanie, I need you to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me your picture. So I go home and I'm talking to him and he goes, now I need to also preface, I was going to take about a $15,000 pay cut.
Yeah.
So I've got fear. I'm like, the kids are young, he's working shift work. I got to be available for them. There's just a lot of things. And he said, we have sit down, we have prayed about this. Everything you've asked for is on this list. I support you. We will make it work. If God has brought this to you, it's going to be fine. So I'm walking in fear at this point. 2 weeks or so go by. She comes by and she goes, hey, our board of directors, they're ready to start interviewing. And if you're interested, I need your resume. And she said, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you this pen right here. And when you click it, it's Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I'm with you. And she said, you're walking in fear. But when you step over that threshold and trust God for what he's brought you and what you've asked for, all these signs and confirmations you're asking for will be there. So I said, okay, I'm going to take a leap of faith. And I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And after that, The billboard was there. All the confirmations I'd prayed for flooded. So, people always say God's waiting on the other side. You just need to step and he'll meet you on the other side. I literally took that step of faith and said, okay, if it's not meant to be, there'll be something else. And I stepped and it worked out. And I was there for probably 10 years and served my purpose. And that really, I say it's the ink pen. It was a pivotal. She gave me that and said, you're walking in fear. And I've held on to it. But that, I think, is when God really showed up in my life for the rest of my walk, that he's had me.
But here's the bad thing, though. I've told her, what more do you want? I mean, it's there. It's right there. I'm pushing her.
It's easy for you to say, Thad.
Right.
You're the one who's got to take a
But
step.
yeah, she's the one who, as of, in I'd say 5 years, she's had to push me. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting on her, but yet she's still having to push me going, hey, big dummy.
That's what we
other
all
side.
do.
Yeah.
It's very easy to give advice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool now looking back how, somebody says, eventually you'll kind of see how God's connected all the pieces. And now to where I'm at now to see all the ways that he's used different things. And now looking back, I can see his hand in it. But at the time, you're fearful.
Yeah.
He supported me. I mean, really, what more could I ask for? I had a supportive husband and said, let's just do it. Just go. And I was like, okay, but I'm scared. But then it all worked out.
It's scary.
It is
It was scary.
Yeah, looking back, a lot of times you see how it fits perfectly, but when you're looking forward, you don't see how that thing's going to work.
Don't seem like that's going to work out too good.
Mm-mm.
Do you have one more?
I do. All right. So I feel like I'm starting a joke when I kind of bring this up, but it's like, what do you have when you have a trip planned to New York, a small New Testament Bible, and a dinner and a magic show planned? You want to
Sounds
know?
exciting. I definitely want to know.
Okay. So
It's not a Laffy Taffy joke. Right?
no Laffy Taffy. No Laffy Taffy. So we, the past couple of years, as our kids are older now, like I said, one's graduated, one's in college, one's graduated. So we're trying to do more about experiences instead of a bunch of little gifts. So
they couldn't tell you what they got 2 years ago for Christmas.
Yeah.
I can't remember that either, and I feel so bad for it. But
So we had planned a trip a couple of years ago. We went to New York. So this past year, the kids were like, let's go back. We loved it. And we're like, okay, we actually like New York more so than what we thought. So we're like, okay.
It's pretty cool.
So we've got our trip planned for New. They don't know where we're going.
Oh, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. It's a surprise because our daughter also had graduated nursing school. So it was Christmas, So she had kind of give us 2 or 3 places she wanted to go. New York was one of them to go back to. So that trip is planned. Now, in our town, like weekend of Thanksgiving or so, right after, anyway, we do the Christmas parade to kind of kick off the holidays. So we go to the Christmas parade and there's a group, church group coming through and they're passing out the little New Testament Bibles. And so I get one and I stick it in my little purse and, life goes on. Well, then that weekend, we're supposed to go with some friends to a restaurant in Nashville. It's a real kind of fancy dinner. And then afterwards, they put on this magic show. And when you go in, you have to present your ID. You got to be of age, or whatever. So we all show our IDs at the door. And I just kind of crammed my driver's license back in my purse, like didn't take the time, just kind of stuck it back in there. So anyway, so we go on and anyway, fast forward a few weeks, I'm getting stuff together for the trip and I've got a bag of things I've gathered that need to go to Goodwill. And so I was like, okay, I'm trying to tidy up, get stuff ready. I'm like, I'm going to take this. Well, I was cleaning out my purse and the New Testament Bible I had just kind of laid out on the counter. So I'm like, okay, I'll get all this stuff together. Well, in the meantime, something was said about our tickets. We're getting everything ready for our flight. And I had gone somewhere and I said, I went to buy something at a store and she was like, I need to see your driver's license to match it to your debit card. Very seldom do they even do that anymore. That was a God moment right there. And I dug in my purse and I'm like, I can't find my license. I'm panicking. It's like losing your phone. It's like, I can't find it. So
we're leaving in 2 weeks to go to New York.
Yeah, we're leaving in 2 weeks. You got to have the star, all these, whatever. So I'm panicking. So I told the lady, I'm like, if you can, I'll see if I got cash, whatever. So anyway, I call him and I'm panicking. I'm like, I've looked everywhere. I cannot find my driver's license. We're going to New York in 2 weeks. Like I'm in tears at this point. And so he's like, okay, let me see what I can do. I go down to the driver's license center. I'm like, maybe they can get me something. Sure enough, I get my paper copy. Oh, but you can't fly with that.
Paper copy.
So let me pause her right there. She goes, well, I'll never get my driver's license in time. You just go with the kids.
Yeah, you just go on, Mr. Sad. Don't you worry about me.
Yeah.
No, I'll stay here right at home.
This sounds like a Hallmark movie script.
Yeah. I'm like, I said, no, you take the kid. I want y'all to go. It's planned. It's a big deal. I just won't go. Like, no. So he was like, we are not going without you. So I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. So we fast forward a little bit. He's able to expedite getting my driver's license. And now it took some time, but we were able to get it.
Pulled a few strings.
Perks.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, thank you. Like it's in my hand. I have it. I'm thrilled. I'm like, thank you so much. So I'm like, okay. So now we go back to the Goodwill bags. I'm loading everything up. So the little New Testament is laying there on the counter. And I'm like, you know what? I've got several of these, but I really like my big Bible, So I'm like, I'm going to put this in the Goodwill bag and bless somebody there. So as it's laying on the counter, I'm like, what is sticking in the Bible? It's my driver's license. So this was in my purse. Got in a hurry, stuck this in here. So the best part is our church decided in January that the theme for the year was going to be to read through the whole New Testament as a church.
Exactly.
So I'm like, okay, God, I see you. He's like, you're going to meet me in the New Testament
Just
this
hold
year.
on.
You just hold on. So this, I bring this today. It did not make it to Goodwill. I kept this as a reminder of God's blessings and his reminder of several things, put your driver's license back up, maybe don't get in a hurry. But for me, truly, the significance was that we were going to read through that and that God was bringing me back to him. And any struggles or anything this year I dealt with, he was going to be there because that was where I found it. And so I was messaging, we called the restaurant. I mean, we backtracked. And so, but because of that, it was a testimony that I got to share with some of the wives that we went to dinner with that night. And they were just blown away. And so anyway.
That reminds me of a story. There was a preacher that went to eat dinner with a family. And the preacher had been preaching on reading the Bible. And the family, good family. And the dad was, of course, preacher, we read our Bible. We read our Bible. Don't you worry about that. And, preacher's talking to him. Well, he invited him over 2 or 3 times. And every time the preacher would leave, they'd have a butter knife missing. And he said, he got upset. He said, I'm real upset. The preacher's, why in the world is he stealing our butter knives? And the man said, talking to his wife, kind of going over it, and the wife said, well, I don't know that he's stealing. He said, I'm telling you, he's taking their butter knives with him. He said, watch it tonight. He said, I'm going to mark the one that he uses, and you'll find it'll be gone when he leaves here. So preacher comes over, he eats his dinner, and lo and behold, butter knife is gone. He said, that's it. That is the last straw. He said, I'm gonna go to him when I'm gonna call him and meet him in the morning and just he's just kind of fess up. So he met him, and preacher sat down and he said, you want to meet with me? And the man said, yeah. He said, preacher, I've had you over 4 or 5 times and you took a butter knife every single time that you've ate with us. And the preacher said, yeah, I guess you've caught me. He said, I know I caught you. I marked that one last night you used and it's gone. I know you used it. And he said, well, partner, if you would look in your Bible that you got hanging, sitting on the table there that you said that you've been reading, every one of them's in that Bible.
Touche, sir. Touche.
Ooh. There you go.
Well.
Yes.
He didn't take them out of the house.
That word, boy.
No.
So that's all they.
Just a little
something. Just trying to get you to
Just a
remember.
little something there for
That's
you.
right.
Mhm.
Well, we got a little something. I think it's time to reveal one of our little somethings. We have two.
Which one we going with? The one
We're
you're
gonna
mad
go-
at me about?
I wasn't mad at it. It just wasn't time. Hadn't you learned from these stories that God is a God of timing? All right, we got a story. We got a gift. We
And a
did have a
story.
bunch of stories too. And the gentleman who gave us this gift didn't want anything. He didn't want any recognition. He just wanted to send us something, but we're going to open it.
Could we name him? We can't name it. We can't even name him.
I think he wanted no recognition. He just wanted to do something nice.
Well, if he's watching, he's going to know.
Well, he'll know. So we're not going to give
Okay.
his blessing away. Let's open. You open two. I'll open two. So we got.
I do know that his letter
Look at
said-
that.
He's got it named.
He's got it named. So I picked the first one right. You picked your first one
Oh,
right.
Tell me that
there
ain't
you
bad.
Now we
go.
got a little challenge.
Mhm.
Do you want to mess it up or you want me to?
Okay, but one of these is for Terry, and one of them is for.
No way.
Yep, one of them's for Brother Robby.
I had a 25% chance of getting it, and I got
That's
it.
awesome.
That's
But-
pretty good.
But it even goes down a little bit lower for us both to get it.
Oh, it's yeah, definitely probability.
Probability lowers there.
Well, man, that's awesome. Got a case knife here.
Now, what he called these is Sunday go to meeting.
Okay,
These are Sunday go to meeting knives. Everybody's supposed to have one
Oh,
man,
wow.
that
Yes,
is
sir.
nice.
that you tote with you.
Mhm.
Check that out.
That
Well,
is
brother, I really appreciate you.
super nice.
That means a lot. That's a beautiful knife.
These are let's see, Bone Stag Mini Trappers. My favorite.
And we had a trap and ride-in story.
Yep,
Didn't plan that.
didn't plan it.
Well, thank you very much for that. And we have another gift and a little bit of a backstory. That other gift's over there right behind you. Can you get that one? Tell them what we got there that y'all brought us.
So we have a little business, and it's where our shirts are, and it's everything's reclaimed. This tin is 110, 115 years old. Tobacco sticks are over 80 years old, and then the base is over 100 years old. The color on the sticks is from the curing process, and so in northern Middle Tennessee, South Central Kentucky, they dark fire tobacco. That's where your outer wrappers of cigars come from. That's where your chewing tobacco comes from, your snuff. Excuse me. And so it's not air cured. Quite a bit of the South, you get air cured tobacco burley and so forth, where they do cigarettes and so forth. Just a small area of the United States in northern Middle Tennessee and South Central Kentucky. And when I say a small area, I'm talking like maybe 8 counties, maybe 10 counties is a stretch. But they dark fire the tobacco. They put it in the barns. They seal the barns, and they set fires underneath the tobacco and let it smolder. And it's just the most unbelievable smell that you can imagine. And the sticks are cured. They have hung in a tobacco barn. Matter of fact, these probably hung in a tobacco barn last firing season.
Yeah.
And that's why the smell is so
It
strong.
smells amazing. I mean, it really, I've never smelled anything quite like it. It's like the best way I can describe it is pipe tobacco. If you have a bag of pipe tobacco and you smelled it, but it's an amazing smell.
Yeah.
Usually when they start the firing process, people know it's school starting back and it's football time.
That's right.
So when
football
that
season.
happens, everybody's like, okay, we know what's
time.
going on. It's
It's
time.
starting to cool off.
It's time.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Now,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
There's a
You go ahead.
Yeah, okay. There's where she went to school is a smaller community north of the northern part of the county, and you could go to the football field for high school football, and a fog would come across the field, and it wasn't fog; it was tobacco smoke, and it was unbelievable.
Man.
Just how awesome that is. But go ahead.
Now, there's
No.
something else to it.
Yes. So in the firing process is again specific to our area. And so these are designed to smoke. And so they're an incense burner along with just being pretty. They're an incense burner. So
Are you going to light it up?
I'll light it up.
Light it up. Let's see it.
So while he's doing that, I was going to tell you he didn't really tell the name. So we're called the 10-7 barn.
Mm-hmm.
So 10-7 with the law enforcement stories, 10-7 means they're out of service. They're off work. And so he was trying to come up with a name. So when he wasn't working and he was out of service, he would be out in the shop, out in the barn, kind of piddling, woodworking. And so we called it the 10-7 barn because he's taken old wood that's out of service and kind of giving it new purpose, new life.
That's cool.
So in addition to the kind of the standard ones here that he makes, we also will have people that will send in pictures and we'll make replications. And I think some of the best was I think a lady had turned 80. And there was a barn on her property that was very memorable, childhood memories. It had gotten tore down, and her family was able to get a picture of it and get it framed. And with that, they had asked us to make a barn to go along with it. And she said out of her 80 years of gifts, that was the most memorable, the most sentimental, that the memories were so strong for her. And so those are the stories we like, is when he gets to create one that is a replication for somebody and it holds such a true.
We're blessed.
Smoking.
Well, so when you show your significant others, this let the cone burn itself out or blow it out, either one. I'm going to go ahead and blow it out. If you let it burn itself out, then it burns a little bit, smokes a little bit longer. We just and then cover it up
And let it smoke.
And that's what a smoking tobacco barn
And
in
you see it
Robertson
coming
County,
out
Tennessee
the top.
looks like. And it is a smell like you cannot imagine. It's very, very much indescribable.
It's a good fall driving tour. People will drive around and find the barns that are firing, and it's a cool time of year to watch. But
we've been
This
very
is a
blessed.
first. I didn't know about it till you shared it with us.
We've been very blessed to be able to have these quite literally all over the world. We've got them in Australia, Japan, all over the United States. We were able to give the governor of Tennessee one last year.
He's supposed to come on the show.
Governor Lee,
Yeah.
phenomenal fella.
Like we've been trying. Well, the reason I say that, Drew's
frog
been hitting him
gigging.
up. Yeah,
Frog
Drew
gigging.
hit him up, was trying to get him lined up to come on the show.
Tell some stories.
So if
with
you
him.
know him,
Phenomenal fella. Yeah. See him about every 12 weeks. So he comes to our
about-
graduations.
But hey, I
10
want to
weeks
give
or so when you see him again, just let him know.
That's
let's
right.
also give a shout out to the farmers out there, because
No doubt.
we can showcase what their hard work goes into. And so our motto is reclaiming barnwood, but preserving a family legacy. There's a lot of lineage that goes to these farms and the hard work that goes into it. So this is kind of a tribute to them and what it means to a family. So
I did not get into it to make money. I mean, I got into it just because it was fun.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty neat, little niche kind of thing. And we would get orders and I would get them completed. And that was our Sunday afternoon. We go to church, come home, eat dinner, and then the kids would do whatever they're going to do. And then she and I would load up 8-10 barns, whatever, and deliver them to people.
Oh, that's
And the neatest, this is awful to say, but the thing that tickled me the most was have somebody cry. That just
It just meant
sealed
that much to them.
It meant
Yeah.
that much to them when they see it and they started to cry. And so it's been pretty cool.
Well, if somebody's watching right now and they wanted to get one, how could they get in touch with you or place an order?
That's the marketing director right there.
we do have a Facebook page. Whoops, sorry. We have a Facebook page, the 10-7 Barn, and it's TIN like 10 roof, TIN dash the number 7 barn. They can message us on Facebook. We also, our emails on there too. They can find our email and reach us that way.
It does smell really good.
I'm telling you, if you like the smell of a old pipe or something like that, then you like it.
The smell is pretty cool. It doesn't have the visual of it doesn't have the significance as it does from northern Middle Tennessee, South Central Kentucky. But I love the challenge of, somebody taking a picture of their barn and sending it to me and going, "Hey, can you make this?" And that's, we have been very blessed to be able to make a lot of people happy doing that.
Well,
And
it looks just like the Shedio.
It's awesome. A fine gift. We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Not only giving us the gift,
Yeah.
give us a gift of your time. driving all the way down here today. We just really appreciate it. Let's do some scripture time and we're going to call it a night. That good with you?
I'm good.
Matthew 5:17-20 is where we're going to be. Don't misunderstand why I have come. I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or the writing of the prophets. No, I came to accomplish their purpose. I tell you the truth, until heaven and earth disappear, not even the smallest detail of God's law will disappear until its purpose is achieved. So if you ignore the least commandment and teach others to do the same, you will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But anyone who obeys God's laws and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. But I warn you, unless your righteousness is better than the righteousness of the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. A couple of quick teaching points in that first part. They misunderstood Jesus to break the law. At times, they accused him of blasphemy. They accused him of going against the Sabbath day. But what they had done is they themselves, the accusers, had misinterpreted the law. Mm-hmm. Jesus didn't break any laws. He fulfilled it. And he said, not only did I fulfill it, I'm teaching it, I'm upholding it until the end of the world. My word will never be void. So that's the first part, was a misunderstanding started the whole thing. And then there's some instruction here in case we have misunderstanding in the middle. He says, he breaks it down into two groups, both in the kingdom of heaven, but one being the least, one being the greatest. He says the least in the kingdom of heaven will be those that break his law, otherwise they do not follow it, and they also teach other people to break the law. So we don't always consider ourselves to be teachers because we don't have that degree or whatever. Every single person living is a teacher. You're teaching with your words. You're teaching with your life. Mm-hmm. That's a good word for us as we struggle through. We're trying to be good followers of Jesus Christ. We have our kids are watching. Other people are watching. And so if you want to be considered great, you better not be teaching people to do the wrong things with your life or with your words. But let's get to the better part. Let's get to the uplifting part. If you want to be great, considered great in the kingdom of heaven, Jesus said, follow my law. Follow the commandments. Follow me. And if you can't think, well, I don't know all the 10 commandments. Well, okay, well, you need to know one commandment. Follow Jesus. And you're going to be fine because he's perfect. And then also teach others to do the same thing. And then lastly, he gives a statement that will stop you in your tracks, especially the audience that he was speaking to. He says, if your righteousness, your faith, if it's not greater than the teachers of the law, the scribes, or the Pharisees, then you're not going to enter. Don't worry about being called great or least. You're not even going to enter. What's so significant about that is the scribes were the interpreters of the law and the teachers of the law. The Pharisees were the most religious political leaders. They were put up on the biggest pedestal that you could be put up on in Jewish religion. When you hear that, it's like, oh my goodness, well, I'm never going to get to go to heaven because my righteousness will never exceed these people who are, our leaders. But the key is Jesus' law is righteous. Mm-hmm. What can make you exceed beyond the scribes and the Pharisees is something they didn't have. They didn't have faith in Jesus Christ. Therefore, they didn't have his righteousness. So Jesus is teaching a simple lesson there. If you will have faith in me, I will give you my righteousness, and that righteousness will exceed anything done on earth, no matter how religious you are, and then you can have entrance in the kingdom of heaven. It's a powerful little text. Misunderstanding, mm-hmm. and then correction. Mm-hmm. And so that's a word for today. What is your takeaway from that? If you have been trying to earn your religion, if you've been trying to work your way to God by doing good things, hey, that's great to do good things. Better to trust in Jesus for the good things that he has done and get his righteousness.
Amen to that one.
You covered it there, big guy.
Well, all right. That's great. Well, guys, we appreciate you again so much. Your travel, your time, your love, your kindness, all those things. Really appreciate you guys and sharing your life with us. Man, a number of good stories. And we appreciate that. Funny stories.
Thoroughly enjoyed you having us.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good deal. Well, that's going to do it tonight. The Hayden Alabama Podcast. I'm Philip.
I'm Shane.
I'm Thad.
I'm Stephanie.
We'll see you guys next week.